we've had Legendary Ocean for a while now, and it's a really cool card, and I really want it to work well, but it just really doesn't cut it. So I made this deck with just keeping in mind that this functions well with all water types, and Hammer Shark can summon any level 3 or lower water type. So just made sure to fill it up with a bunch of water types that could be special summoned by Hammer Shark or just normal summoned. So there are a few options for this deck, but I feel like this really outshines Gagagigo, or whatever his name is. The level 4 version of him wouldn't have been bad, but the level 5 one, it has a really nice attack stat, but this already covers all you'll really need attack wise. So I do like Treeborn Frog in this deck if you don't grab a Legendary Ocean. And then Yomi ships some nice utility. And then like if you have Legendary Ocean plus like 2 or 3 Hammer Sharks, you can just have them special summon each other. Overall, like I'd usually end up like special summoning a full field of Hammer Shark, but running 3 Legendary Ocean doesn't really allow you much room for utility spells. And for this deck it feels like 4 was just too low. But if you want to draw Legendary Ocean, you're gonna have to run a few of them. I tried running 2. It still didn't feel that great. I kept switching around the deck a bit, but I'm not really sure how to make this deck actually work. It has some good moments. The Treeborn plus the Mecha Dinosaur Water Dude functions really well. So here we see my Hammer Shark strategy paying off. Getting to swarm the field with the level 4s. This is when I had Gagagigo. This is a good example of the Hammer Shark plus Legendary Ocean paying off. And then just having a big beater to finish the game off really quickly. So like it had the traditional strengths of regular Mako, but also I was able to get out at 2650. But with the traditional swarming Mako, you can easily fit in a lot more utility cards. It definitely had some losses, especially from bricking. So like the losses really weren't that interesting. So I think I have pretty much all just wins. That hand wasn't bad, but I really wanted Legendary Ocean. But then I got pretty much the exact same hand. So if I had another like, level 3 monster in my hand, I could have like kept that chain going and just special summon another. Here I get out Bez Crystal Core. The reason why I like this card is because every single turn you can switch one monster to defense position if it's face up. So like this guy, I'm really sure he had Mirror Wall, so I'm able to just get over it. And now I can normal summon this beast, 2500. But he does have Trap Hole, But the Yomi ship's gonna kill him in one more turn if he can't stop it. I believe I have a really good example of why the Mecha water beast is so good. So like, if you don't get Legendary Ocean and you get a frog into the grave, the synergy between the Mecha water beast is just, it's amazing with frog. And you get to kill one monster per turn with that frog. So hopefully, actually I don't think I have a good example of that, but I mean it's pretty easy to imagine. Alright, he has Toon Table of Contents, and he started with Toon Kingdom in his hand. So he targets the spell, but obviously I can chain it, so I just do. He wouldn't have gotten it anyways, but works out for me. Alright, here we get to see the effect go off. And 2000 defense is really safe. Here I just didn't feel like letting him lock down anything. Like what if he had rare metal morph? I'd rather be safe. And same thing here. Like what if it was mirror wall? So I might as well just tribute itself. So you can actually use its own effect to tribute itself to kill a monster if you need to. Or any other water monster. Yeah, overall, like the utility for this deck is, it's decent, but you don't have enough defensive cards. And if you start off with just a bunch of like your level 4s or 3s, then well, we only have like Yomi plus Princess, but yeah, if you just start off with like your level 4s and other low monsters, you're not gonna do too well. Okay, so we have like some pretty good cards. Actually, like this hand looks nice. See what he does. Okay, here maybe I could have just used fish early, but like I would have had to have known like what cards he had. Yeah, chaining fish there was like the best thing I could do. There I just didn't want him to have his econ anymore. And might as well activate Legendary Ocean so it's lethal. So yeah, like this deck can function, it's just not as good as I'd like it to be. So it's Titan Showdown. And our hand's pretty slow, especially for the deck we're running. So it's some kind of weird draw a bunch of cards deck. So this part kind of annoyed me, like he like tried to lock it down as soon as I set fish down. Like, I guess I really didn't have to activate Mirror Wall, but I don't know, I just felt like it's better to be safe, because that was my end phase when he locked it down. And I also paid for Mirror Wall to avoid Titan Showdown. So let's see. So if you really want to try this deck, Bez Crystal Core is really nice with Legendary Ocean. So is Mecha C. Definitely want a bunch of water monsters. So like Mecha plus Treeborn is really nice. You're also gonna see a lot of cards that negate your spell cards. So like hopefully if you figure out like what kind of deck they're running, like if it's the level up Horus deck, then you're gonna want to play this before he gets his negation monster out. And that's why I'm running traps. Like I'd love to run enemy controller because it works so well with Treeborn. Or like I could just take some monsters and tribute for this. But there's a ton of spell negation running around now. And cards specifically designed to counter quick plays and other spells.